a town map nobody can afford. Farmers praying rain will come. Factory workers working 2 jobs just to get by some. There's a soldier coming home tonight, and a mama still leaves the porch light bright. We don't always agree, but we all stand underneath. This is the land of the free, built by the brave and the dreamers who believe. From the mountains to the sea, every scar tells a story. We bend, we break, but somehow we find a way through the darkest nights. We still believe. The land of the free. The land of the free. There's a waitress pouring coffee at dawn, trying to hold her little family strong. A teacher buying supplies herself, helping kids believe in something else. There's 100 different points of view, but red, white, and blue still shines through. And when the storm clouds roll, we remember who we are. This is the land of the free, built by the brave and the dreamers who believe. From the mountains to the sea, every scar tells a story. We bend, we break, but somehow we find a way through the darkest nights. We still believe. It ain't perfect, never claimed to be, but freedom's still worth fighting for, and that's enough for me. This is the land of the free, where hope still grows like an old oak tree, where every generation leaves a better road for those they'll never see. Raise your glass, raise your voice, freedom's still a choice. Folded up his mother's picture and tucked it in his Sunday coat. Everything he owned beside him in a suitcase barely closed. The harbor disappeared behind him as the old world slipped away. He kissed the cross around his neck and bowed his head to pray. Lord, I don't know what awaits me past this endless stretch of sea, but if there's hope beyond the horizon, save a little piece for me. He wasn't chasing fortune, he wasn't chasing gold. He just wanted his children to have a chance he'd never known. Those were Ellis Island dreams, born between hope and heartbreak, standing in a line of strangers, hoping they would let him stay, leaving everything he loved for a future he couldn't see, and every freedom that I treasure neighbors say he passed inspection with shaking hands and tired eyes. No parade waiting to greet him, just another sunrise. He worked the docks through bitter winter, sweating steel beneath his skin, building roads and raising families, one hard-earned dollar at a time. He spoke with an accent all his life and carried scars that never showed, but he gave his children something greater, a place to finally call their own. He never saw himself a hero, he probably disagreed, but every family story starts with somebody who believed. And those were Ellis Island dreams, born between hope and heartbreak, standing in a line of strangers, hoping they would let him stay, leaving everything he loved for a future he couldn't see. And every freedom that I treasure started with those Ellis Island dreams. Maybe yours came from Ireland, maybe Italy or Spain, maybe Poland, Greece or Germany, but the prayer was all the same. Let my children have a better life than the one I'm leaving behind. And somewhere in that sacrifice, America came alive. Those were Ellis Island dreams, stronger than the waves beneath them, carried by the hearts of people who refuse to stop believing. And now their names are written everywhere, in every town and every street, and I'm standing here because somebody refused to let that dream be beat. Those were Ellis Island dreams that crossed an ocean wild and deep. Every generation standing here is living proof they still believe. A suitcase, a photograph, a prayer carried across the sea, and 250 years later, we're still living their dream. Never saw a history book, just a lunch pail and sunrise, and another mile to put. He buried one son in the winter, still showed up come Monday morning, 'cause the mortgage didn't get much, and left pieces of himself in every spike he drove down. Now strangers cross those tracks each day without knowing his name somehow. The world remembers famous men, the ones who made demands, but somebody had to build a world with dirt beneath their hands. This country was built by calloused hands, by tied backs and stubborn souls, by farmers staring at the heavens, praying rain would save their crops, by factory lights at 3 a.m. and welders throwing sparks like stars. But people nobody remembers are the reason without this fire. Yeah, this country was built by calloused hands, by calloused hands. A woman worked textile mill till her fingers learned to bleed, and then went home and fed 5 children before collapsing from fatigue. She never called herself a hero, never thought she'd change a thing, but every generation after her still lives inside her dream. The names get lost, the years move on, the gravestones fade away, but their fingerprints Not the faces on the money, not the names we learned in school, but the mason laying brick by brick, the carpenter with worn-out tools, the waitress working double shifts, the trucker driving through the night, the father missing little league games, trying to make everything all right. This country was built by calloused hands, by ordinary women and men who gave their bodies to tomorrow so that children could dream bigger than them. They'll never have a national holiday, a statue standing in the park, but their legacy is all around us, in every road and every spot. And if America has a heartbeat, it isn't found in Washington, it's beating in the calloused hands of the people getting the job done. No monuments, no headlines, just a million fingerprints holding up the American dream. And scared to death, standing in a borrowed coat, oh, musket shaking in his hands as the winter winds blew cold. He wasn't fighting for a history book or a monument someday. He just missed his mama's cooking and prayed it'd make it all. Beneath the smoke, praying through the cannon fire, two young men on different sides, still writing letters home at night. One carried a picture of his daughter, one a ring upon a chain. Neither knew 100 years from then they'd still be remembered the same. Time keeps moving forward, but sacrifice remains. The faces change, the uniforms change, the heartbreak stays the same. Brothers in the mud, brothers in the rain, brothers carrying photographs, trying footsteps at the door. Some wife folds a flag and falls down to the floor. Some child grows up wondering who their father would have been, while freedom keeps moving forward on the backs of ordinary men. In the mud. Brothers in the mud. Brothers in the mud. Brothers in the mud. Are different. The sacrifice is not.
Painted sign at the county fair. Kids running wild without a care. Blue jeans dancing under neon lights. Everybody's looking for a good time tonight. The diner stays open a little too late. Old men arguing over who's gonna win state. Pickup trucks lined up down the block and nobody's looking at a clock. The whole town's glowing like a postcard come alive. And for a few sweet hours, everything feels right. It's Main Street, Saturday night, bonfire sparks and dashboard lights. Radio playing our favorite songs, everybody singing along. First kisses underwater towers, making memories we're gonna talk about for years. Maybe this ain't Hollywood, but I wouldn't leave if I could, 'cause there's magic in the simple life on Main Street Saturday night. Little league banners hanging downtown, marching band practicing while sun goes down. Church bells ringing across the square, you can hear laughter floating through the air. The girl working weekends at the ice cream stand, still holding tight to a big city plan. But tonight she's dancing in a parking lot, like this little town is all she's got. Tomorrow brings the real world, bills and overtime. But tonight we're young forever under these small town lights. different cities, different skies. But no matter where life takes us, we'll carry this place inside. It's Main Street, Saturday night, red, white, and blue, shining bright. Grandparents dancing with grandkids now, the whole town showing us how. Some dreams are found in big cities, some are found right where you stand. And the heart of this country still beats strong in little hometowns across this land. Yeah, there's magic in the simple life on Main Street Saturday night. On Main Street Saturday night. Fair lights fade, the music slows, but these are the nights nobody outgrows. Grandma's making sauce on Sunday. Next door they're rolling tamales by hand. Down the street somebody smoking brisket while kids chase fireflies across. A little church sings on a corner. A mosque calls prayers a few blocks away. Different languages floating through the summer, but somehow it all sounds the same. Everybody came from somewhere. Everybody brought a piece of the story they were carrying when they landed on these streets. This is the melting pot, a little bit of every dream. Oh, 1,000 family stories flowing into one big stream. Different songs and different prayers, different last names on the mailbox. But when you put it all together, that's America. That's the melting pot. Somebody's granddad crossed an ocean. Somebody's roots run deep as these hills. Somebody came with $20. Somebody came with iron will. Now their grandkids play together on the same baseball field, sharing snacks and trading cultures without knowing how it feels to be part of something bigger than any one of us alone. Every recipe and memory, every hope and sacrifice help build this crazy, beautiful thing we call our life. This is a melting pot, a little bit of every dream. Oh, 1,000 family stories flowing into one big stream. Different songs and different prayers, different last names on the mailbox. But when you put it all together, that's America. That's the melting pot. Hey, that's the melting pot. Irish eyes and Colombian smiles, Italian hearts and Jamaican style, Mexican rhythm, Korean grace, polished roots and Nigerian faith, Chinese wisdom, Cherokee pride, side by side, my generation, still adding to the story, still writing the next page. This is the melting pot, a little bit of every dream, a million hands and hopeful hearts, building something in between. Different roads that all connected, different journeys that never stop. And the reason we're still stronger is because we never lost.
shine.
Saw a future nobody could see.
Somebody stared into the heavens
And wonder what tomorrow could be.
Somebody sketched a pair of wings on a page the world ignored.
And somehow all these years later we're still opening that door.
Every dream begins with a question. Every road begins with one first step. We came here to fly higher than the world believed, chasing something just beyond the things our eyes can see.
From the first spark in the darkness to the footprints on the moon,
We came here to fly. And we're not finished yet. From the fields of Carolina
to
rockets reaching through the night, every generation leaves a torch for someone else to carry higher.
the Wright brothers saw the sky as a promise, not a wall. And every dreamer since has heard that same invitation call. Every breakthrough starts with courage.
Every future starts with faith. We came here to fly higher than the world believed, chasing something just beyond the things our eyes can see.
From the first spark in the darkness to the footprints on the moon,
We came here to fly. And we're not finished yet. Maybe the next great dream is waiting.
in a classroom somewhere tonight.
Maybe the next person changing history hasn't even learned to drive.
Maybe they're staring at the stars the same way dreamers always do. And maybe everything we've built is waiting there for them too.
We came here to fly higher than the world believed, standing on the shoulders of the ones who dare to dream.
From the oceans they cross to the stars we still pursue.
We came here to fly, and the sky is still brand new. Oh, we came here to fly. And we're not finished yet.
The dream keeps rising.
The story isn't over.
We're still reaching.
La Marie Dirks the night shift. Had a diner off Route 9. 2 kids sleeping at her sister's house till she gets off at closing time. Yeah, tips go to nursing degree. Textbook stacked beside her bed. Some nights she falls asleep studying with tomorrow inside her head. Yeah, old Joe farms 100 acres. His father farmed the same. Every year gets a little harder. But he plants those seeds anyway. He says hope looks a lot like stubborn. When you betting on the rain, and every sunrise finds him working. Yeah, believe in one more day. Yeah. Different roads, different reasons why we try. But every heart keeps reaching for something on the other side. That's the American dream, not American dream. Not a promise, not a guarantee. It's waking up before the sunrise, still believing what could be. It's taking one more step when nobody else can see. Yeah, the distance in between. That's the American dream. James crossed an ocean 20 years ago with $50 to his name. Word Gucci through the summers and snowstorms in the freezing rain. Now his daughter starts college, first in the family line, and he cries when nobody sees him. As she walks inside, the kids are staring at the stars from a porch in Tennessee, drawing rockets in a notebook and wondering what they mean. Maybe one day they'll build something that changes everything. Maybe the future yet. Nobody's heard it yet. Different roads, different stories, different battles left to climb. But every generation leaves a little hope behind. That's the American dream. Not American dream. Not a promise, not a guarantee. It's waking up before the sunrise and still believing what could be. It's taking one more step when nobody else can see that the distance in between. That's the American dream. It isn't found in a mansion or a number in a bank. It isn't measured by possession or the titles by your name. It's a mother giving everything, a father working overtime, a daughter crossing the stage for the first time. It's knowing your children can reach farther than you did, and somehow being proud enough to let them. That's the American dream. Not American dream. Not perfection, not easy streets. It's falling down and standing back up, refusing to accept defeat. It's every generation trying to leave something better than the world they receive. And maybe that's always been the American dream. The American dream. Not where you start, not what you had, but the chance to become who you're meant to be. The sun goes down across the water, another summer day fades away. Porches fill up, kids are laughing, music drifting down the block again. Somewhere a grandfather tells stories about the town when he was young, while a little girl waves a sparkler like she's holding her own small son. For a moment all the noise fades away, and all the things that divide us lose their way. We're one nation tonight, under the same stars shining light. Different roads brought us here, but we're all standing side by side. Raise a glass, share a smile, stay a little while, 'cause life moves fast and love runs deep, and we're one nation tonight. There's a family speaking Spanish, sharing food beneath the lights. There's a soldier home from overseas, holding his baby for the first time. A church choir sings in the distance, somebody's dancing in the street. And for a few beautiful hours, the whole world feels complete. Maybe tomorrow we'll disagree again, but tonight we're remembering when we're friends. We're one nation tonight, under the same shining light. Different roads brought us here, but we're all standing side by side. Raise a glass, share a smile, stay a little while, 'cause life moves fast and love runs deep, and we're one nation tonight. The farmer and the teacher, the trucker and the nurse, the dreamer and the doubter, every blessing and every hurt. We're more than headlines, more than labels people write. We're a million different stories, sharing one sky tonight. We're one nation tonight. 250 years of hopes and dreams alive, from the mountains to the coastlines. You can see it in the firelight. Take a hand, sing along, like we've known each other all along. 'Cause maybe what makes us different is what makes us strong. And when the fireworks fade and the morning brings the light, I hope we remember how it felt to be one nation tonight. started with a lonely whistle, rolling down a railroad line. A gospel choir on a Sunday morning trying to touch the sky. A fiddle crying in the mountains, a trumpet calling through New Orleans. Different voices, different stories, all becoming part of the dream. From front porches to city streets, from jukeboxes to radio waves, we found a way to tell our stories and carry them through the ages. America sings in 1,000 different keys, from the blues down in the Delta to the songs beside the sea. Every heartbreak, every victory, every hope and every prayer. When one voice starts another joins, and suddenly we're there. America sings. America sings. Oh yes, America sings. Jazz was born beneath the street lights. Rock and roll learned how to run. Country found its way through heartache, and hip-hop rose with the sun. From church bells to electric guitars, from dance halls to stadium lights, every generation adds a verse to the soundtrack of our lives. Different rhythms, different roots, different roads we traveled on, but somehow every melody still feels like home. America sings in 1,000 different keys, from the blues down in the Delta to the songs beside the sea. Every heartbreak, every victory, every hope and every prayer. When one voice starts another joins, and suddenly we're there. America sings. America sings. America sings. Oh, America sings. The songs keep changing, the dream goes on. New voices rise, the old ones still belong. And somewhere tonight, a kid picks up a guitar, not knowing they might write the next chapter of who we are. For America sings through every generation, every town and every nation that helped build this place we call home. From the first notes ever played to the songs still yet unknown, the music never really ends. It just keeps carrying us on. America sings. America sings. Oh, America sings. Oh, yes, America sings. Oh, 250 years and we're still finding new songs to sing. There's a photograph up on the mantle, black and white and worn with age. That's my granddad in his uniform, just before he sailed away. He never talked much about the fighting, only friends who never made it home. Everybody in that picture has a name carved into stone. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who still remembers who they were. I'm the last witness isn't here. I remember watching Walter Cronkite talking from a television screen. My mama cried in the kitchen the day they said President Kennedy. I remember hearing church bells ringing when the war finally came to an end, and watching a man walk on the moon, thinking anything was possible then. Seems like yesterday, seems like another lifetime too. I'm the last witness. The story's fading with the years, the keeper of old memories and voices nobody else can hear. I've watched this country change 100 ways, watched old roads disappear, and sometimes I wonder what gets lost when the last witness isn't here. My grandson asked me last Thanksgiving, what's the biggest thing you've seen? I said, son, it wasn't the moon landing or all the moments in between. It was watching people keep getting back up, no matter what life put them through. Every generation carrying hope and handing it to the next one too. I'm the last witness. The story's fading with the years, but maybe that's how history survives, one heart at a time while we're here. And someday somebody else will tell the stories I hold dear, 'cause none of us are really gone as long as somebody remembers. The photograph is still there on the mantle. The face is a little hard to see, but the story, the story's still living in me. Oh, yeah. Oh, America, 250 years ago, by candlelight and trembling hands, a few men signed their names. The will said it would not stand. And through the smoke of every century, through every age of doubt and fear, the fire kept finding someone willing to carry here. Frozen footprints in the Delaware snow, blood in the dirt in Lexington, church bells shaking through the valleys, saying hold the line, don't run. Factory sparks and farmer fields, black dust on a miner's shirt, mothers waiting by the window while silence carried her. Ellis Island, crowded hallways to rockets disappearing in the night. Every generation left a fingerprint, the next one had to justify. And somewhere George Washington is watching, asking what became of us. Would he recognize the strangers? Would he still believe in us? Oh, because freedom was never a guarantee. It was a flame passed hand to hand, an unfinished promise written by imperfect people, still learning how to stand. Oh, the hands that built what they would never live to see. God bless the souls that chose tomorrow before tomorrow could believe America. After 250 years, freedom is a fire we carry together. For the boys who never made it home from Normandy or Vietnam, for folded flags beside old photographs, for bugles crying at the dawn, for the marchers crossing bridges, knowing hatred lined the road, for the ones who kept on singing when fear said let go, for the waitress counting tip jars, for the trucker chasing dawn, for the teacher buying pencils when the budget money's gone, for the father at the ball game watching fireworks fill his son's eyes, knowing someday this whole country will belong to that child. From wooden ships to walking on the moon, from Gettysburg to Birmingham, from steel beams hanging over Manhattan skies to footprints pressed in foreign sand. We buried brothers by the thousands, we rebuilt cities from the dust. We have failed each other deeply and still kept placing hope in us, because the dream was never perfect, it was never clean or fair. But somewhere in the soul of this country lived the stubborn will to care. And maybe that's the miracle, not that we never came undone, but after every age of darkness we kept reaching toward the sun.
This flag was stitched by tired hands, history may never name, by kids barely old enough to drive who ran headfirst into flames,
By slaves who sang of freedom long before freedom spoke their names, by workers balancing on skyline steel, by mothers swallowing their pain. And if the founding fathers saw us now, the beauty and the scars, I think they'd recognize the fire before they recognize who we are. Because nations are not built by monuments, they live inside their people's hearts. And nations survive by remembering each other when everything else falls apart.
we belong to each other.
Whoa, America the beautiful, bent by history, still unbroken. Freedom is a fire we carry together, from sea to shining sea to night. Let every voice become the thunder, let every child remember the dream belongs to them forever. God bless the hands that built what they would never live to see. God bless the hands that built what they would never live to see. God bless the souls who gave their lives, believing we could still become something worthy. And when the darkness finds us, when the fear says we should sever, may we remember this forever. The fire survives because someone always carries it.
America, after 250 years,
Still becoming,
still believing,
still carrying the fire.
raise the lights, raise the flag, raise your children, believe it. Raise them till eternity. Raise the lights, raise the flag, raise your
always carries it. Built a rocket out of cardboard and tape. And her daddy smiled and asked her how far you planning to take that thing. She pointed at the evening sky and said, farther than anyone's gone. And he laughed as she disappeared into a world all her own. Across the country in Detroit, a young boy tore an old radio apart. Not trying to break it, just trying to understand its heart. Every generation starts this way, with a question nobody can answer, yeah. And here's to the next 250, to the dreamers standing where we stood, to the kids with impossible ideas and the courage to believe they could, to the songs that haven't been written, and to the bridges still unseen. The future doesn't happen to us, it begins with a dream. Here's to the next 250. Teacher stays late after school, helping one more student find their way. Not knowing the child sitting in front of her might change the world someday. A mother works a double shift to keep the lights and hopes alive. Never realizing the example she's setting will echo for generations in time. History never really starts in the places people think. It starts in ordinary moments right on the brink. Here's to the next 250, to the dreamers standing where we stood, to the kids with impossible ideas and the courage to believe they could, to the cures that haven't been discovered, to the stars we haven't reached. The future doesn't happen to us, it begins with a dream. Here's to the next 250, 250 years ago, somebody planted seeds they'd never live long enough to see become mighty trees, and every generation since has done the very same, leaving tomorrow something better than the world from which they came. Here's to the next 250, to every child looking at the sky, to every voice waiting to be heard, to every reason not to quit and every reason why, to the dreamers, builders, teachers, to the workers keeping faith, to the ones who write the chapters we can only imagine today. And when they're standing here someday, looking back at all we knew, I hope they'll say we left them more than we were given to hold on to, because we were somebody's future once, somebody's hope, somebody's dream, and now it's our turn to build the next 250. We were somebody's tomorrow, now we're building theirs.
were somebody's tomorrow.